asalaamaaleykum mbokk yi ñu ngi la naa nuyu seen tur ak seen sant di leen ne kontaan nañ torop si toppa bi ngeen ñu dee toppa every Monday to Friday 9 to 10 di leen dalal si seen Good Morning Africa show man la Fatmata Jaajo ak suma càmmeñ bi di Alhassan.
Wow, jërëjëf Fatmata. Well, viewers, good morning. I am Alhassan Cissé and you're watching the Good Morning Africa show. Comme ni leen ko dee defalee rek dañoo ñëw fii di leen jox news review suñu studio stories yi ak yeneen media outlets yi tam seen story yi yeneen itam ñu leen a indil ay gan pour gën a leeral xibaar yu nekk di daw si réew mi rek wala yeneen suñu leen mën a indi tam dañ leen de mën a jokkoo gars yi either on Skype or over the phone pour ñu leeral ñu lii di daw si dëkk bi waaw jërëjëf.
Alhassan noo def ak koor gi.
koor gi kay mu fi di ma def lu garaaw rek.
di la moleste.
non
koor baa ngi la moleste.
non waaye man or moom bu ñu demee ba si digga si laa dee gën a garaaw si mbir si or bi.
mbaa du toorin bi moom daf la dee defee.
waaw suñu demee ba
ne nii ma sa bëti yëpp a dugga.
ni ñoo def or bi moom di nga yombut de
pol nga yow kay moom. pol ak jikkoom.
non waaye pol yi jàmbaar lañ nag ndax or rek lañ mën.
du pol yu ma xam man. du pol yu ma xam de.
fooguloo joolaay ñoo gën a.
joolaa rek ak nekk jàmbaar yow it.
waaye li ñoo def rek dañoo dem ak suñ studio story yi ñu dem ak loolu noonu a new consultative and feedback platform of the National Economic Council chaired by His Excellency President Adama Barrow at State House reveals that significant inroads are being made in managing the economy in the third fiscal year since government got inaugurated. The first meeting suggests that the economy is getting on healthily and a lot of good things are happening in the economy. Ismaila Sonko mu ngi amal foofu noonu nañ déglu loolu noonu.
President Adama Barrow presided over a million meeting of the National Economic Council, which saw status reports from different government players in the economy, in a band to exchange perspective, foster communication and dialogue on pertinent issues around the economy. According to Mr. Ibrahim O. Kamara, Secretary General and Head of the Civil Servants, the meeting indicated that the economy is faring well, adding that such briefings will enable the President and his cabinet to be fully informed about the status of the economy and better communicate it to the public. It brought together top officials from public financial institutions like the Central Bank, Ministry of Finance, Gambia Investment Promotion Agency, Accountant General's Office, Gambia Public Procurement Authority, among others. The first meeting suggests that the economy is getting unhealthy and a lot of good things are happening in the economy. Over time, we hope through this medium, Gambians will come to understand that the government is making significant inroads in terms of economy management and performance impact. Mr. Kamara told the press corps after hours of deliberation. We want to encourage dialogue around these economy issues, and the medium meetings provides an opportunity for such. Moving forward, every sector will come to give an account of economic activities they are charged with, he said. The Secretary General said it will provide insight into the state of the economy, the public debts, how sustainable are the gains, and where the economy stands with inflation, investments, and the overall economic governance. For iAfrica TV News, I am Ismaila Sonko reporting.
xibaar bu am solo bi itam yaakaar naa dina nekk loo xam ne tam ñu bëri dinañ si bàyyi xel ndax from this report ñu ngi gis ne comme ñu ngi jéem a wax ne comme suñu économie bi mu ngi healthy mu ngi gën a healthy daal mu nekk loo xam ne daal ñu bëri li nekk na seen issue anyway ndax ni ko report bi waxee rek ne the economy is doing good and then ñoom comme di third fiscal year comme ñu ngi wax ne seen ñu ngi am significant inroads maanaam ñu ngi am ay issue yoo xam ne comme ñu ngi leen teg in place yoo xam ne comme mu ngi jur loo xam ne comme di fi nguur gi toog ba léegi amul lu mel noonu mu nekk loo xam ne nag ñu bëri gis nañ ne fan yii yëpp ñu ngi am ay issue yoo xam ne like even reports yoo xam ne dafa mel ni mun nañoo contradict li mel ni ndax gis nañ ñoo yenn critics yoo xam ne they are very well versed in economics waaye ñoom itam wax nañ ne comme ni affaire bi di demee économie réew mi nekkul di dem na mu war a demee mu nekk loo xam ne daal is really an issue.
waxuma la sax ñoo xam ne they are well versed in the economy but then average Gambians yu mel ni man will find that very hard to relate to because to be honest with you what is healthy about the economy anyway? I say nothing healthy about the economy anyway, and that is how many people feel at this moment because let's say yaa ngi am salary boo xam ne mënut laa yóbbu 10 days due to the cost of living at the moment nu mel. So so bëggee wax ne at this point the economy is okay, it will be very hard to relate to be honest.
Wow, loolu nekk na lu am solo pour wax dëgg dama bëgg a relate loolu rek ak the recent unfoldings li mel ni Banjul Breweries.
Exactly.
Perhaps ñooñu xëj na ñoom ñu ngi ko jëlee from another aspect because issue Banjul Breweries bu mu ñëwee ak léegi ñu bëri ñu ngi wax ne nguur gi they are focused on what they can get from the companies but they were not or they are not really concerned about the effects of tax increment bi ñu def noonu naka la moo xamee compagnie bi bu ëllëgee so mu nekk loo xam ne xëj na ñoom that side lañ ko nekk di jëlee ne ñu ngi am ay koppar yoo xam ne comme compared to yeneen at yi comme liñ nekk di àndal comme utile na ak yeneen at yi so mu nekk loo xam ne daal
dafa contradicting moom because su economy bi di baax moom dafa war a affect the people directly, especially the average people, because tey Banjul Breweries tëj nañ ko ñoom ñu ngi make xëy na they getting something from the tax increment but Banjul Breweries is dying and then Banjul Breweries is a company but then company bi tamit dafa am ñu ko daxa mu nekk staff si so those staff ñu war a wàññeeku xam nga ñu war a lose seen job si so ñooñu kooku noonu soo ko waree waxtee ne the economy is okay du la faale because du make sense sa moom
obviously mu nekk loo xam ne daal xibaar bu am solo la waaye yaakaar naa seetaankat itam ñoom it am nañ lu bëri loo xam ne mu ngay ring seen line si fu mu nekk nii waaye comme ni nga ko waxee rek lii nekk na loo xam ne moom comme beauty of democracy.
waaw di leen wax ne rek soo leen bëggee seen comments with regards to lu noo discuss you can follow us on our Facebook page also on our YouTube channel.
Exactly. So ñu dem ak suñ next story bi. The Minister of Justice has revealed that the Gambia has embarked on various sectoral reforms aimed at sanitizing some institutions of government as well as bringing them into conformity with international acceptable standards. Abubakar Tambidu made this remark in a press conference held at the Attorney General's Chamber and Ministry of Justice in Banjul. According to him, legislative reforms will be the preoccupation of the Justice Ministry in 2019, with focus in the areas of criminal justice system, media, electoral laws, security legislations against corruption, among other reforms. Our Saji Samu has more on that. Let's take a look.
President Barrow has appointed Justice Minister Abubakar Tambidu as the chair of the Steering Committee on Security Sector Reform in the Gambia. Honorable Abubakar Tambidu confirmed the development to journalists at a press briefing in Banjul on Tuesday. He said his role will be to provide strategic leadership to this reform process and to help accelerate it. As you all know, the aim of the security sector reform is to get a security services in the Gambia that reflects the current geographic, political, social, and economic realities of our country and in response to its needs as a modern democratic state. Minister Ba Tambidu told journalists. During the first press briefing of 2019, Justice Minister Tambidu also highlighted the various issues like the Truth, Reconciliation and Reparation Commission, which he said the government with his ministry will support the process in accordance to the TRRC Act. On the newly established Human Rights Commission, Minister Tambidu revealed that following the well-elaborated process, 5 commissioners led by Mr. Emmanuel Diouf were appointed by President Barrow following their selection by the National Assembly. He further said the Janneh Commission, set to investigate the financial dealings of former President Jammeh and associates, has presented their report to President Barrow as required by law, who has up to 6 months to decide either to publish the report or part of it. In terms of the legislative reform, Justice Minister said that will be his office focus in 2019. On the media laws, his ministry has been working hand in glove with the Ministry of Information, Communication, Infrastructure, and in Article 19 for a comprehensive review of the media law in the country. This, according to him, involved the formulation of Media Services Act that would consolidate and modernize a variety of disparate media-related laws. For the reform of the criminal justice legislative framework, with the support of UNODC and UNDP, and through funding from the Korean International Cooperation Agency, a team of local Gambian consultants have now been unveiled by the UN, following a competitive recruitment process to conduct a holistic review of the country's criminal laws and procedure. These consultants are Mr. Antuman Gay, Mr. Salanjai, and Mr. Gay Sow. The aim of this review is to sanitize the country criminal justice system by modernizing the criminal law and procedure. On the fertilizer scandal, Honorable Ba Tambidu revealed that his ministry has recommended the prosecution of 3 people in connection to the infamous fertilizer scandal, which engulfed the agricultural minister about a year ago. He said they have made an opinion to Gambia Police Force on 26 February 2019, recommending then that charges be performed against the 3 individuals and the police should conduct the prosecution of the case, said Tambidu. On the Farba Bantang PIU case, Justice Minister made it clear that the charge of murder on the Police Intervention Unit personnel has now been changed from murder to manslaughter, and the PIU officers will be prosecuted on that charges. Sajo Sambu reporting for Africa TV News.
Wow, li nekk loo xam ne am na solo trop Fatoumata. This report is very very crucial. Ndax gis nañ ne kii di Ba Tambidou mu ngi wax lii about this legislative reforms mu nekk loo xam ne comme lii Gambia yaakaar nañu soxla lii du Gambia rek waaye suñu Africa sax comme we have these problems because ñun most often dañuy am luwaa yoo xam ne luwaa yi duñ ñu dee mën a protect comme nam ñu war a protecté wala luwaa bi su fa nekkee sax duñ ko dee mën a doxal nam war a doxee comme yeneen dëkk yi yoo advance yi ñoo gis nu fa dee demee waaye gis nañ ne kii di Ba Tambidou mu ngi jéem a highlight lii di criminal justice system bi comme ak media law bi electoral laws security legislation against corruption yi nekk yoo xam ne comme is a big issue in Africa because soo ne legislations against corruption ak lii di criminal justice system bi gis nañ ne impunity nekk na loo xam ne mooy the main issue in Africa comme nga def li bon loo xam ne comme àndul ak yoon waaye at the end of the day nga go free ba pare kenn du si mun dara mu nekk loo xam ne daal yaakaar na di South Africa so this will be very very crucial pour suñ justice ministry bi comme ñu doxal yi yoo xam ne comme jot nañ leen a highlight ne comme dañ see dox
waaw fanaa suñ si defee dedication and determination rek ñu focus bu baax ñu xam lu mu nekk daal in the interest of the people I think they can achieve it ba pare comme ni nga ko waxee sa njëlbeen ba rek luwaay yi ñu dee am ñun Africans most of the time daf dee nekk luwaay yoo xam ne benn nit moo ñu ko impose rek xam nga mu dem si legislation bi ñoom tamit ñu pass ko noonu just pour favor benn nit rek or a set of people while majority are there ñoo xam ne luwaay yooyu noonu actually daf leen nekk di push to the wall like fekk amuñ si benn benefit daal comme benn nit rek la dee favor ñun Africa loolu bokk na si lu ñu gën a sonal daal
exactly waaye si biir report bi gis nañ ne am na lu am solo loo xam ne mention nañ ko ndax gis nañ ne comme kii di Ba Tambidou mu ngi wax ne ñoom seen ministry bi jot nañoo identify nit yoo xam ne comme dañ recommend pour ñu prosecute leen comme over di fertilizer scandal boo xam ne amoon na fi li di time kii di former agriculture minister bi di OJ Jallow waaw nekkoon di PPP party leader gis nañ ne ñu bëri buñ ko daxee kenn waxul lan a taxoon ñu daxa ko ndax Barrow mi nga xam ne moo ko daxa moom moo mënoon a wax nit ñi lan a tax mu daxa ko waaye jotut a wax loolu noonu ba tax na wax bi bëri na ñu bëri dañ ne lii di fertilizer comme scandal bi mooy ne ñeneen ñi dañ ne kii di OJ Jallow daal dafa jaay ay fertilizer mu nekkoon loo xam ne moom génnoon na tam mu ne déedéet loolu defut ko waaye gis nañ ne comme Minister of Justice wax na ne 3 people are recommended but basically xamuñ ñan la waaye step la boo xam ne moom is a recommendable step la boo xam ne comme jar nañu tàccul loxo ndax dara xew na wax bi bari na xamuñ lan a xew it is the responsibility of the Justice Ministry pour dem ñu def seen investigation bi am liy dëgg bi ba pare ñu prosecute nit yooyu noonu pour bu ëllëgee itam yeneen departments ak yeneen office yi itam li mel ni du mun a am foofu noonu
achievement la moom ba pare na dalal xel yu bari ba pare si biir waxam tam mention di Faraba incident ne dinañ jot a prosecute some people from the PIU loolu tamit dina nekk lu dalal xel because soo seetloo am nañu lose seen life si Faraba incident si ba pare ñooñu ba tey seen families yi ñu ngay toog di xaar justice so it will be only fair to serve it to them
waaw waaye the issue of Faraba Bantang li interesting fii mooy gis nañ ne kii di Justice Minister mu ngi wax ne seen charge bi dañ ko di charges are changed from murder to manslaughter waaye Fatoumata li nekk na loo xam ne is an issue in this country. Basically man sa gis naa exemple yu mel nii yu bëri. nga am case boo xam ne first suñ la chargé dañ dee dem ba réalise ne di charge is a wrong charges. I mean comme charge la boo xam ne suñ ko usee maybe duñ mën a am a ground on you. So they have to come back to to give you another charges. Which mu nekk loo xam ne man daal te ñu bëri many experts comme even legal experts dañ laa woon ne it's not loolu nekkul loo xam ne dafa reasonable. I mean ñun suñ système bi dafa war a toll foo xam ne soo defee dara rek suñ ko projecté indi ko on table rek they should be able to identify the right charges to attach to that particular
rather
crime.
than going to a certain point nga war ko change.
Exactly so issue Faraba bi tam nekk na issue boo xam ne tam raison na eyebrows gisoon nañ ne nag kii di président Barrow demoon na foofu noonu def na yeneen medium mission demoon nañ ba ñu ne dafa dañ pardon sax waaye mu nekkoon loo xam ne di public we are not really good with that. Most likely comme loolu war naa tax lii di Ministry of Justice ñu delluwaat pour ñu doxal justice ndax yëfi pardon nii nii.
non dañ passé foofu noonu because soo seetloo ñun Africa Gambia in particular bokk na si lu ñu gën a tardel justice is justice. The reason we have laws is for them to be enforced. So if we have laws and then at the end of the day we have to just leave them lying there in the name of pardoning, that too will raise eyebrows.
Exactly. So on the media laws, ñu dem suñu next story bi dinañ am some connection on that. The release of 2 Reuters journalists jailed in Myanmar after reporting on the massacre of Rohingya Muslims has been welcomed by the UN Human Rights Office, which has nonetheless said that the press freedom there remains dire. Reuters journalists Wallon 33 and Kao Show 29 were released from prison on Tuesday after receiving presidential pardon. OHCHR spokesperson Ravina Samdasani said that while it was good news that the 2 journalists had been released after more than 500 days in custody, they should never have been convicted and arrested in the first place. Let's look at that in short.
It is good news that Walion and Kweso have been released, but they should never have been arrested and convicted in the first place. We remain concerned about flaws in the judicial process that led to their conviction in the first place. And this case is one of many where restrictive legislation has been used to limit freedom of the press and to silence dissent in the country. In our report that we put out in September last year, we had put forth a lot of very constructive recommendations to the government of Myanmar to improve the state of freedom of expression in the country. No positive progress has been observed in relation to the recommendations that we had made to them. I can comment on the situation in Myanmar and can say unequivocally that the situation for freedom of expression in the country is dire.
We just connect the media laws. Gis nañ ne from this report lii di report bi mu ngi jéem a wax ne sax comme ñu ngi am lii di restricted legislations on the media I mean sector mu nekk loo xam ne gis nañ ne ñaari Reuters journalists ñu leen tëj for over 500 days simply because dañ report comme massacre yu amoon fene nii ci Rohingya Muslims yi. waaw comme liggéey journaliste rek am xibaar boo xam ne am is comme xibaar bu baax la pour nga génne ko askan bi xam ni lii nekk di xew. mu nekk loo xam ne tam seen wareef la daal ba pare is a right pour ñu war a def loolu noonu waaye gis nañ ne lii jël leen tëj leen for over 500 days mu nekk loo xam ne is I mean close to comme ay at la daal daanaka mu nekk loo xam ne is very very bad for the media sector ndax gis nañ ne kii di wax ni sax wax na ne at the basic level sax warul leen a téye di leen detain sax surtout war na leen a yóbbu court ba war na leen a convict leen mu nekk loo xam ne daal doy na waar torop.
waaw doy na waar ba pare dina nekk luy tiital journalist yi trop because ñun soo seetloo journalist yi ñu ngi am a hard time not only in the Gambia not only in Africa but all over the world which I think it's high time that people that countries and governments need to look into this very well before going ahead with convicting journalists randomly without having any proper grounds.
Wow, comme foofu noonu rek free media bi daal to be very frank they need that space to be able to do their job ndax gis nañ ne Rohingya Muslims yi nii comme toroxange buñ jaar daal dafa bëri trop. We've seen so many footages yoo xam ne dafa daw yaram trop. So basically media bi daal dañ war a jot that space pour ñu mën a def seen liggéey te ñu bàyyi mel ni ñu njëkk di def nii comme jël journaliste rek jékki-jékki tëj waaye dañoo dem ak suñ following story bi. Libya's internationally recognized government head Faiz al-Sarraj told Europe to seek support against an attack on Tripoli by strongman Khalifa Haftar, who urges troops to wipe out government forces. Sarraj, who heads the Tripoli-based government of national accord, held a series of meetings with the leaders of Italy, Germany, and France. The offensive to oust the GNA from the capital has set off another deadly escalation in a country mired in violence since the fall of dictator Muammar Gaddafi in 2011. Germany announced support for UN-led efforts to reach a humanitarian ceasefire in Libya during the holy month of Ramadan. Let's take a look at that in short. Germany announced yesterday support for UN-led efforts to reach a humanitarian ceasefire in Libya during the holy month of Ramadan. The announcement came after Chancellor Angela Merkel met Fayez al-Sarraj, the leader of Libya's UN-recognized government, in Berlin. The Chancellor has called for a return to a political process under the aegis of the United Nations, Merkel's spokesman Steffen Seibert said in a statement. She has welcomed the proposal of UN Special Envoy for a ceasefire in Libya during the Ramadan. Al-Sarraj, who is leading the UN-recognized government of national accord, visited Berlin as part of diplomatic tour of European capitals seeking support. In early April, forces loyal to renegade military commander Khalifa Haftar launched a wide-ranging campaign to capture Tripoli from the GNA. Although Haftar has so far failed to wrest the capital from pro-GNA forces, sporadic fighting on the city's outskirts has left numerous casualties on both sides. Over the course of the last 6 weeks, at least 392 people have been killed, while 2,000 others have been injured, according to the World Health Organization. Libya has remained beset by turmoil since long-serving leader Muammar Gaddafi was ousted and killed in a bloody NATO-backed uprising in 2011. The country has since seen the emergence of two rival seats of power, one in eastern Libya, with which Haftar is affiliated, and another in Tripoli, which enjoys UN recognition. Loolu tam nekk leen lu am solo kii di Sarraj rada dem pour ñaxtu ndimbal pour ñu mën a am lii di ceasefire pour ñoom itam gis nañ ne Libya moom is a Muslim country and then dugg nañ ci Ramadan and they need that space because conflict moom dëgga nekk na loo xam ne du mën a dox comme Ramadan moom doo ko mën a am in a correct way fekk fitna nga daw around. While coming up next we going to the news review on other media outlets.
Al-Hassan, ñu dem ak newspaper review. See first the headline from Freedom newspaper. We are going to expel any UDP MP who does not accept my leadership or refuses to toe that party's line, Dabo declares. That is the main headline at Freedom newspaper. The leader of the United Democratic Party, Ousseynou Dabo, says any UDP member of parliament who does not accept his leader and also refuses to toe to the party's line would be expelled from the UDP. Mr. Dabo made the statement during an interview with Star FM, a privately owned Gambian radio station. I have faith in our UDP MPs, but let me hasten to add that if at any time we have any reason to believe that any MP is not towing to the UDP line, we will expel you from the party. I have told them that this is at the buffer zone rally, that the people who voted them into office are still around. They are still loyal to the UDP. The people who voted them into office are still UDP supporters. UDP is stronger today than ever before, Dabo marked. The choice is theirs, freedom of association. They are free to associate with any party. We are not bothered by it. Our grassroots support is intact, Dabo added. Mr. Dabo also said that the UDP under his leadership will induce voters. He said throughout his presence in Barra's government, he has never used his office to curry political favors or support from the voters. Dabo clarified that while in office, the UDP ministers in cabinet had decided to allocate some part of their monthly salary salaries to the UDP administrative staffers. He says Amadou Sane and Lamin Diba used to contribute monthly to a bank account that was opened for the UDP administrative staffers. This decision was taken while Lamin Cham was still part of the UDP executive. I think that is where they came up with the idea of paying salaries to our chairman and chairwoman. We never paid our chairman and chairman, Dabo added. Al Hassan loolu jógee ci Freedom newspaper kooku di lawyer Ousainou Dabo nekk leader of the UDP moom nag mu ngi wax ne any MP maanaam any member of parliament boo xam ne yaa ngi foofu noonu ci parliament bi te nekkuloo di go in line with UDP wala accept loo moom leadership am bi ñoom daal dinañ la expel from the party.
waaw mu nekk kàddu yoo xam ne am nañ doole trop because lii di UDP fu mu ne nii moom for the past days ou months sax mun naa laa wax bokk nañ ci parti boo xam ne comme ñu ngi making the headlines in most of the media outlets in this country. waaw waxi Ousainou Darboe bi daal nekk na wax boo xam ne fi ma déggaat rek ne wax bi am na doole ndax ne any UDP parliamentarian koo xam ne conforme loo sa bokk ak lii di UDP I mean agenda bi wala moom leadership am bi dañ la expel si parti bi nekk na loo xam ne man daal bu ma gisee expel moom is a very heavy word anyway waaye nag wax bi am na solo nag to be very very frank because in every party comme always du parti rek sax in any group I mean soo si waree bokk da nga war a conforme sa bopp ak groupe boobu si li ñoo yëngu waaye nag critiques yu bëri nag am nañ a point comme ndax gis nañ ne even dimba sax am nañ beneen headline boo xam ne comme is from the UDP I can say I mean basically si UDP la centre te mu ngi nekk loo xam ne critiques yu bëri wax nañ ñu bëri ñu ngi wax ne fu mu ne nii dafa mel ni UDP comme waxuñ ne they are losing that popularity waaye comme I mean something is wrong because di moom am na benn post bu ma naan read rek kooku noonu si waxam mu ngi wane ne UDP comme coow bi nu mu bëri yéen yëpp it's like things are going down because su Ousainou Darboe toogee si interview ba wax ne parliamentarian comme soo conforme sa bopp ak parti bi da nga am dañ la am pour expel nekk na loo xam ne moom loolu is going to send a signal that something is really not going well down in the UDP party.
loolu moo nekk lu am solo trop nekk na tamit loo xam ne loolu la ñu bari nekk di wax at this point ñoo xam ay political analysts yu bari ak political followers yu bari fu mu ne ni ñoom loolu seen view ne UDP xorom bu ñu amoon sa njëkk ba xorom bi fu mu ne ni xorom baa ngi wàññeeku maanaam lu si des ay suukar rek la loolu mooy gis-gisi nit ñi waaye tamit let's come back to statement ni Darboe bii nii the fact ne de mu ngi wax ne dinañ expel any member of parliament boo xam ne yaa ngi foofu noonu si parliament bi te nekkuloo di confirm in line with the UDP wala accept loo moom leadership bi I think there's a but in that because soo seetloo MP yi su dee UDP members yi rek a votal MP yi pour ñu nekk si member of parliament bi then I doubt ne membership buñ am tey ndax dinañ ko am because soo seetloo dangaa xool suñ population bi rek ak percentage yan la gaay doon am si during the elections ak ñoom seen whole membership percentage bi nga compare ko tey fanaa ne tamit am na ñu votal members of parliament yoo xam ne yooyu noonu nekk si parliament bi ñoo xam ne nekkuñ ay UDP members so tey suñu waree toog ba bëgg a expel ñooñu noonu from the parliament just because they don't accept his leadership or they don't conform with in line with the UDP I think it would be a disappointment to the people ba pare I believe we should pass this stage of xam nga putting the party before the nation. Those member of parliaments are there for the people, for the nation. Despite the fact that they stood on the UDP tickets, they are there to serve the interest of the nation, the interest of the people. So saying that you would expel them because they don't conform in line with your party policies or because they don't accept your leadership might be a disappointment to the people.
waaw waaye foofu nag comme ni ma la ñëwalee si njëlbeen bi rek it will also make sense nga bokkaa nit groupe waaye gis nga ne doxalatul sa agenda yi pour nga randal ko boor waaye wax bi daal fu mu surround mooy ñu bëri wax nañ ne kii di Adama Barrow ak UDP I mean di short of contention noonu laa ko waxee su dul wholly sa why there is some amount of disagreement between Adama Barrow and Lady UDP. Te ñu bari wax nañ ne Adama Barrow fu mu nekk nii I mean is comme mu ngi daan he was buying the parliamentarians and he is still doing loolu nekkoon na wax boo xam ne yàgg naa génn many people said Barrow is trying to even take the parliamentarians to support his agenda. I mean, from the outer view, they are UDP parliamentarians, but from actions, I mean, ñu bari nangu nañ ne comme Adama Barrow jot na mun a xëcca ñu bari pour ñu ànd ak moom. So soo gisee Ousainou Darboe di war a ñëw ak such statements, it comme fi ma la wax rek, comme that I mean. Sense bu ñu naan smell dafa mel ni mu ngi nekk a reality because it is not normal pour Ousainou Darboe jékki-jékki rek wax ne képp koo xam ne àndul ak suma party agenda yi fekk amul any reason to say it. There must be a reason for him to reiterate on that ba pare send a signal as a warning to the parliamentarians that you are at a risk if you are to confirm yourself with the Barrow administration or another political party that is different from the UDP party.
am na solo moom waaye ñu ngi am MC Cham si line bi MC Cham nekk the president of the mu nekk suñ contributor fii nii usual contributor fii nii si Eye Africa xam ne saa ñu ko soxlee mu ñëw ñuy rafetlu loolu noonu torop MC Cham good morning ñu ngi laa dalal si show bi.
jërëjëf Famata maa ngi ñu gërëm di leen sant bu baax a baax di topp programme bi.
waaw xam naa ne jot ngaa dégg si statement bu kii nin release si interview am bi lii di démba fële sa Star FM muy lawyer Ousainou Darboe leader of the UDP ne dinañ expel any MP boo xam ne yaa ngi si parliament bi te nanguwuloo leadership am bi wala nekkuloo di go in line with the UDP yow MC Cham lan mooy sa gis-gis si loolu noonu.
waaw maa ngi ko doon déglu interview bi déglu naa ko at Star FM. foog naa ne loolu dafa wane signal because soo bàyyee xel am na some of the MP of the UDP ñu xam ne ni ngi laam-laame ne they are now with the Barrow Youth Movement. I don't know how source is that but maa ngi dégg rek information boobu so moom tam dafa xam nga ñoom day make a mistake xam nga Barrow dafa nax National Assembly bi ñu bëri bàyyi xel loolu that section 91D boobu bu ñu ko amee ne nga xam ne benn parti amul rightful daaxa sa MP soo ko daaxee sax dafa mel ni ko ba tey dafa continuer as independent MP sa Assembly time bi jeex loolu Barrow bala mu ko doon def time boobu mu doon use di wax ne moom UDP la di vice président UDP la di speaker UDP time boobu mu ko doon wax wala bu mu ceeñee dat ameen bu gaa ceeñee ameen boobu ba gis ne léegi soo daaxee sa MP amul njëriñ dafa tey dafa nekk MP so Barrow doon léegi di use power boobu fu xam ne soo daaxee MP bi di ba best lu mu def mooy pour join ko so I think that MP bu nga leen change law boobu man sax amoon na some objections to some of our MPs ma ne la yéen a ngi pousse lii waaye bi ànd bi dee mun naa isi problème because that section 191G bi da nga ko doon use ne Yaya Jammeh dafa ko defoon pour interest am fekk dafa ko defoon pour interest political party yëpp soo gisee loolu mu defoon ko fa mooy mun loo nekk MP GDC the same time nga jugaatee ne yaa ngi MP UDP xam nga so moo taxoon gars yi dugal that section 91D boobu pour gis ne dafa protect MP ak seen parti bu ko même parlement fu ñu am leen contrôle seen parti leen war a contrôle somehow bu ko parti bi moo la campagne moo tripartite bi nga use parti baa dugal xaalisam soo ko parti ñoo la votal so fu ñu parti bi am right yow waaye suñu génne loolu léegi yow da ngaa firi xam nga loolu ne lu ngay def so problème boobu moo xappun si MP and dañ leen nax ba gis ne gars yi dugal leen loolu so Barrow right now loolu advantage bi président Barrow la
so MC si sa wax dafa mel ni yow daal da nga conforme sa bopp wala da nga agree ak li Ousainou Darboe di jéem a wax noonu.
waaw non nekkoon na ma agree sa si waxi Darboe waaye dama gis ne MPC dañ leen war a xam nga dafa am lu tax gars yi nekk fa mooy political parties yi ñoo leen campagnal ñu use to the party bi everything so foog naa président Barrow warta mën a ñëw xam nga this Barrow so called Barrow Youth Movement bu xam ne ñu xam ne xam nga dañ bëgg a divert all the fund of this government pour def ko fa pour mën a campagne for another time for président Barrow bu nga xam ne lu si wrong so foog naa ne UDP ñoom soo gisee Barrow def loolu ñu signal la wax Darboe signal la wax noonu pour MPN bi ko some of the MPNs yi ñu ngi rumus loolu ne they are no more with UDP because loolu ñaa ngi rumus loolu te moo tax as facilitateur dafa mën a safeguard parti bi tam pour wan gars yi ne soo leen demee bëggoon ku nekk bu nga nekk MP for 10 years mu du bëggoon nekk MP only for one term pare MP bëri suñu waxee dëgg suñu dëgg rek MP bëri soo gars yi win tey nekkul den film waaye dañ leen xam because of parti bu gars yi nekk moo tax gars yi
MC Cham fu mu ne nii lu question bu ñu bëri di laajte mooy fooguloo members of parliament yooyu noonu they represent the nation more as it now even though under political party tickets lañ taxaw but then right now ñoom seen position is more of a national interesting than a party interesting.
no xam nga parti interest mooy parti nation mooy nation interest xam nga foofu la amee problème ak ñu bëri soo waxee ñu ne gis leen dëkk bi bu leen gis parti yi dëkk bi leen gis te ci boo xam ne yaa ngi taxaw on the parti bi yow dëkk bi nga gis da nga bëgg a amee beta Gambia moo tax political parti yi taxaw so tey soo nekkee si house bi da nga fa nekkal di entire Gambia within di parti bi tam ñoom tam Gambia leen fa nekkal because tey comme par exemple GDC ni nga sampal boo xool yooyu yëpp pour dëkk bi la comme même government effort la so moo neen toog ne wirin élection ñu lem suñu loxo yi ñu bàyyi government def loolu te government mënu koo def so ñu ngi koo def ba projet yoo xam ne GDC ñu koo def so parti si nation bi la gaay di gis so soo nekkee MP tam da nga war a xool soo xoolee sa parti bi dëkk bi nga xool bu ko parti bu nekk bëgg naa am dëkk bu xam ne dafa am développement and démocratie dafa am so foog naa parti yi loolu ñu soo xoolee manifeste of the parti si yu gars yi di jaay si électronique lu ma fa nekk.
MC Cham ñu ngi fi am standard newspaper seen main headline bi tey démba taxawal na noppa yu bëri mu mel ni coalition changes 3-year term to 5 years as UDP marches out of the coalition meeting waaye yow MC Cham dem na ñëw na agreement bi yow lu si sa gis-gis changes bi from the 3 years to 5 years which was not the agreement in the beginning.
xam nga lii koborop la. xam nga whether is 5 years or 3 léegi beyond the coalition partners dafa romb coalition partners yi ñoom nañu toog seen focus d'accord 5 years lii about the country ñoom dañ dem jaay ko Gambien si man lu ma la expect mooy li dem ko ci assembly ñu teg ko si député yi wala ñu dem def ko référendum doo mën a toog parce que à dégg yan parti ñoo d'accord 5 years parti nga xam ne soo xoolee seen vote is 9.8% of the vote la gaay am pour close élection si mooy council élection si soo compare GMC nga compare GPDB nga compare PPP nga compare naka NCP ak seen buur ñoom ñëpp ak NRP is 9.8% of the vote la gaay am ñu amul majority bi ñoom ñoo decide to government people and that's wrong so foog naa ñoom den discussion ñoom neen seen biir génn si biti jaay Gambien si ne ñoom dañ gaa going for 3 years manifeste bi bu ay ci mooy 3 years so foog naa si ne ba egga fii waruñu toogaa lii koborom la famata tambay da dafa jël li bu ko dafa bëgg a important si kanam si léegi fu mu nekka nii so loolu la gaa loolu mooy problème bi fu mu nekka nii ñoom dañ bëgg a nax Gambien si andi dafa romba kër bu président Barrow waatee da dale nekk national concept every Gambien ne ñii dañ wax 3 waaye Gambien for 30 years of Jawara kenn musu la wax 3 years or 5 years lu gaa rewoon mooy 5 years 2 years of Yaya Jammeh people were saying 5 years mooy presidency bi so why Gambien now saying 3 years because ñoom ñu ko jaay Gambien si and lii is beyond 10 people or 5 people or 8 people ñu toog seen focus ñoo ne waa d'accord nañ 5 years it's about the people they let go back to the people call for referendum or ñu yëgam to the assembly ñu gis ne ñu decide ko loolu mooy fu moo war a nekk bon I don't believe ne tey nga war a ñëw tey and I'm very happy with PVP because moo dégg dinaa information ne PVP now they are saying 5 years and they were the ones saying 3 years so why they saying 5 years now that's our question moo laa woon ne tey suñu waree blame UDP they have to blame other parties because my party bu ko daayee dafa woon ne 3 years delloo nañ ko back to government mu ne 5 years so fa mu ne ni suñu leadership bi have problem in that area léegi suñu waxee tey ëllëg mën nañ si génn so kon ñii kenn warut a trust gars yi muy all the cause part la ñu fa nekk kenn warut a trust leen réew mi ñii dafa nekk ñu xam ne respecté seen kaddu respecté Gambien si den nax Gambien si
waaw comme noo ko nga ne kenn warut a trust gars yi waaye am na leen lu am solo lu xew foofu noonu because 3 years to 5 years gis nañ ne loolu moom agree nañ ko waaye leneen li si tegu mooy gis nañ ne lii di UDP dañ march out of the meeting in protest mu nekk loo xam ne ñu bëri jaaxle na leen ndax UDP gisoon nañ ne ñoom ñoo daan advocate for 5 years bi comme ni ko ñu bëri di gisee waaye léegi 5 years bi ñoom they are not really cool with that yow la nga jàngat si loolu noonu ak loo am pour wax.
waaw lu ma si jàngat comme tey ñoom ñu doon wax 3 years même Oudjé ñoom may fay comme ñoom tey ñoo am victory ñoom dañ war a taxaw seen 3 years boobu ñu fekkal ñu UDP fekkal na si 3 years bi kon ñoom ñoo ko si dëkka so UDP suñu waree match out pour dem ne ñoom 3 years la ñu moo leen féegu so loolu kon loolu fa mu ne comme même Oudjé ak noonu may fàtte ñoom ñu doon advocate for every time 3 years bi kon am nañ victory so lu ma foog mooy ñoom 3 years boobu dañu war a d'accord si 3 years boobu ñu dem back to the people wax ak Gambien si wan ne all the reforms yoo xam ne loolu la Gambien si diggoon right now président Barrow am benn legacy boo xam ne mën na koo teg si 3 years.
waaye MC foog nga ne wax ak Gambien si loolu noonu dafa genuine ndax gis nañ ne Gambia moom constitution bi 5 years la wax foog nga ne pour ñu war a référendum wala war a wax ak Gambien si dafa genuine
non condition bi 5 years la wax nit yaa liggéey condition bi nit yaa apporte condition bi doole it happened to Sudan it happened to Egypt te mu ne la elected as president nga wàcce ci togo bi and you have the 5 years provision la elect people mun nañu ew sonne bukatul la it's happening Sudan Bakki de Manjay ni ja isi concept bi liggéey ko xeer isa ba xeer lañ ko liggéey ni yaa ko liggéey ci isa ba di concept bi ñu ko doon campagne mooy only two political parties mooy APRC and GDC ñoo doon campagne for 5 years this would be a campaign for 3 years maanaam yoo xam ne you have the records ay Africa TV bu gaa yi seen yaa ngeen rek vérifié seen campagne ko amee it's high time ñu doon di play loolu gaa amee dégg seen wax yi ñu xam ne ñii nit ñi ñu xam ne la kenn warul la dénk réew bu ko tey kilifa sa kaddu nga am so ne ba sa kaddu nga ko génne ñi foo demoon demal fa again nga ne la man léegi waxoon naa 3 years léegi mun nga ko yee ngeen def ko ngeen ko fa référendum
waaw duñ leen warul leen a tros wala comme liñ dee wax duñ ko dee mën a jàppa yow lan nga foog mooy loolu moo mën a saafara lii ndax gis nañ ne wax bi mu ngi bëri rek te saafara lañ bëgga lan nga foog moo mën a saafara issue yi.
lu ko mën a saafara mooy it's high time réew mi jël réew mi ne ñoo ko moom bu kenn ñëw tey taxaw ne nax nu si bëccëg sa ngam nga war a nax nu ñu toogaat ne waaw man maa fayrit laa waan it's high time you put account to our leaders parce que wane leen loo fi wax tey ëllëg da nga ko war a jëf waaw loolu it's high time ku nekk ñu jël ownership of this country.
Wow.
Jërëjëf MC Cham kontaan nañ torop. We really appreciate your contribution towards the show today. Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Alhassan ñu ngi fi am ay comments yoo xam ne méngoo nag lu noo discuss nii. Kii di Tijan Kante mu ne it will be very nice for Mr. President to serve his 5 years in office so that he can be able to do his promise. Stay tuned and wait for the 2021 elections. Kii mu ne there is so much incompetence in our state house and Barrow needs to leave. Ibrahim Aketa ne the constitution is the supreme law of the country and is an obligation for every patriot to defend it. The coalition agreements is illegal and must be discarded or disregarded. We having confused political intellectuals or technocrats. It is treason against the state for coming up with illegal coalition agreements. President Barrow will serve his 5 years as stipulated in our constitution. Politicians can't decide for the people. Power belongs to the people. Ibrahim Aketa again, when President Barrow will serve for 5 years as stipulated in the constitution. Why is the Gambia Bar Association silent with these unconstitutional MOU agreements? Power belongs to the people. In any democratic state, we have voted for the president to serve for 5 years, period. Comments yooyu noonu saf nañ.
Exactly wax bi am nañ fi ñaari headlines yoo xam ne am nañ solo trop gis nañ ne Ousseynou Dabo wax na ne képp koo xam ne conforme loo sa boppa ak lii di UDP bi dañ la expel ba pare démb gis nañ Standard newspaper wax nañ ne lii di UDP si representatives yi demoon nañ si meeting bi waaye at the end of the day dañ march out of the meeting in protest because jotuñoo nangotoo ak ñi nekkoon si meeting boobu noonu waaye pour gën a leeral kàddu yooyu noonu rek am nañ kii di Almami Tall nag mooy di UDP spokesperson mooy baati UDP daal moom dinañ ko am léegi nii waxtaan ak moom good morning Almami Tall.
Good morning.
jërëjëf ni la amee tey si suñ programme bi.
jërëjëf kontaan trop pour nekk seen programme.
waaw jërëjëf waaw suma force la te bi mooy comme gis nga démba di headlines mooy ne UDP demoon nañ si meeting with the coalition members yi waaye li xew mooy representative yi fa demoon jotuñoo nangooto ak gaay bi ba dañ march out of the meeting in protest lan nga am pour leeral nit ñi si loolu noonu.
waaw headline bi moom headline la xam nga man dama ko dee wax nit ñi fii saa yu nekk parce que headline ak story bi te dañoo xaw a jaawaarloo tuuti rek. ñun li xew dañ dem foofu noonu ñu explainal waa coalition bi ne ndax MOU bi amoon na ci gannaaw MOU affaire yi MOU moo taxoon ñu dem fa ñu ne su fekkee ne nag dañ bëgg a waxtaan affaire yi ne dañoo change MOU bi ndax duñ ko change li ñu war a njëkkaa def mooy pour ñu sign ne MOU biñ d'accordoon in 2016 bi nga xam ne moo tax ba change bi am liñ d'accordoon foofu yëpp ni mu fa taxawee ak ni mu fa tegoo noonu lañ war a sign pour wone rek ne fu mu nekk dañoo beesalaat suñ déggu ci li war a dox ci affaire yi coalition bi so ñun dañ waxoon ne balaa ngaa review document boo xam ne da nga ko waroon a sign 3 years ago sign loo ko li gën a dal xel mooy nga sign ko léegi su fekkee ne d'accord ngeen ngeen jéem a seet ndax mun ngeen a soppi mun ngeen a wecci wala mun ngeen a doxal yeneen waaye ñeneen ñi nekk ci coalition bi ñu nekkoon ci meeting bi foofu noonu ñu ne non ñoom dañ bëgg a change coalition agreement bi amoon 2016 ba pare ñu sign ko balaa ñoo def dara mais ñu ne leen loolu nag moom loolu mënuñ see bokk si biñ explainer suñ position clearly noonu lañ leen bàyyee foofu dem parce que loolu ñun mënuñ see d'accord ndax loo xam ne xew na ba pare démba la xale bi juddu ñu tuddee ko barka démba loolu moom loo xam ne la lu leer la xew na léegi su fekkee ne da nga ne xale bi dafa juddu tey wala xale bi nii la mel tey loolu ñun as political party daal gis nañ ne loolu mënuñ si woon a d'accord looloo tax ñu tàggoo ak gars yi coalition bi te ñun dañ ko fi dee wax ne coalition bi after 2016 def nañ fi ñaar ba ñetti elections yoo xam ne yépp wone na ne mbooloo Gambia fu mu nekk nii UDP lañ àndal ñun ñu ngi amee majority boo xam ne Gambien ni ñoo ñu ko jox so su ñoo wax dañoo wax ngir Gambien si nga xam ne ñoo nekk di jox seen óolute ak seen ngóom.
Mr. Tall waaw nga ne xale bi juddu na démba ñu tuddee ko barki démba su xale bi juddu woon tey ëllëg war a nekk tudda bi ñu dem ba si tudda bi ñu bëgg a change turi xale bi maanaam su doon MOU boobu noonu sign-on nañ ko ne 3 years tey ñu war a change pour mu nekk 5 years yéen UDP lan mooy nekk seen stance si loolu noonu.
loolu duñ si mën a d'accord loolu xam nga loolu moom kenn du si mën a d'accord. loo xam ne dañ ko tegoon ci yoon ba pare. ñëpp d'accord ne nii la war a demee so ñu ne sign nañ ndax signuñ ñu ne di loolu moom in fact góor ci baatam ñun loolu lañ nekk di wax booba ba tey mais MOU bi xew na ba pare li taxoon ñu jógal ko mooy pour génne ci dictateur bi génne na fi léegi so léegi li ñoo wax rek mooy ne comme que ñu ngi ñëw egga ci ay tolof ay jafe-jafe ñu bugg a beesalaat pour waxtaani affaire yi coalition am nga ci government ni démocratie moom loolu lañ dee wax every time soo gisee am nga léegi kenn waxut ne dañoo génnee Rohilo wala dañoo génnee naka la kiitu la Talib Bensouda wala dañoo génnee Landing Sane mi nekk URR kenn xam nga kenn loolu bokk ci waxtaan ndax ñooñu nit ñi ñoo leen taana waaye ñeneen ñi ñu ngi amin di main bénéficiaire ci coalition bi kooku mu ngi ne moom dafa bugg a dem 5 years ñi ko faral ñu ngi nekk jàppakati safara mi ñu ngi nekk ci booram di wax ne waaw 5 years la war a am dugg na fii génne na fële ñun li ñu wax daal te dafa leer ne UDP dañ bokk ci waxtaan bi in good faith dañ dem ne leen lii lañ d'accordoon waaw ndax déedéet waaw waaye léegi things dafa change dañoo war a change ñi dugg na fii génne na fële loolu tax nag ñun fu mu nekk léegi waxtaani coalition duñ ci spendati suñ benn waxtu dañoo def rek comme ñeneen ñi ñoo doxalee lu leen neex la ñoo def ñoom it
waaw pour leeral rek
suñ buggee
pour leeral rek li xewoon si meeting bi si sa wax daal dafa mel ni yéen da ngeen génne si meeting bi nekkut because of 3 years 5 years bi de waaye comme because of comme nu ñoo doxalee meeting bi process bi loolu moo nekkoon seen issue comme pour nga leeral foofu noonu.
waaw ñun dañ wax ne coalition bi MOU bi from the very beginning ñu ngi laajte ndax sign nañ ko ndax signing ko pour commit suñ boppa to a process boo xam ne dañ affaire yi óolu wante moo ci nekk parce que man su ma waxee yow tey ëllëg affaire yi change pour ñu waxaat ne léegi nii lañ bëgg a àndee dafa jafe so li nga wax noonu mooy point bi ñun as a matter of principle dañ believe ne MOU bi already li taxoon mu ñu bind ko ba d'accord ci yooyu affaire yooyu yëpp fu mu nekk dafa mel ni lu passé la loo xam ne la xew na passé na léegi su fekkee ne dañ bugg a startaat a follow-up process because since being d'accord ci MOU bi 2016 ba léegi la gars yi dooraati commencé di wax affaire yi meeting ak affaire yi discussions ci ñaari weer ci gannaaw rek ba pare nit ñi tamit war nañoo bàyyi seen xel rek ne parti bu fort bu mel ni PDOIS ñoom dañu bind ne ñoom bokkaatuñ ci affaire yi coalition bi ndax ni gars yi waa coalition bi di doxalee ñun nag dañ bokka ci waxtaan bi because dañ feel ne Gambia fu mu nekk nii ñun dañ invest ci political culture bi level boo xam ne waruñoo waruñoo beru wala ne dañoo ne non waaye bugga nañ daal su ñoo toog di waxtaan ñuy waxtaan ci dëgga ba pare di waxtaan ci principle politician lañ like any other politician waaye liñ d'accord liñ bindoon ci gannaaw da nga xam ne ñun ñëpp jóg bokka ci xeex bi ba génne fi dictateur bi loolu lañ war a sàmm ñun ñëpp te loolu nag ñu ngi koo wax tamit
waaw
dinañ press release wone exactly ñun lan mooy suñ position because Gambian si dañ leen joxoon promise based on promise boobu noonu si lañ doxal 2016 process bi la.
waaw almaami am nañ koola bu nekk si line bi ku ne dafa am question pour la laaj ñu bàyyi ko rek mu dugga si mu mun a dugal question am bi welcome caller. Hello caller. Hello.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, we are hearing you clearly. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Safion Drame. I'm calling from Italy.
Italy. Thank you. Yes, what do you have to contribute?
I just want to ask Almami because I am a little bit confused here because when the Yajame has gone and when the coalition started, when Adam Barrow started appointing ministers, the MOU stated that there should be no directly appointed by the president. The MOU stated that the coalition members should sit down and look into anybody's curriculum, anybody's status and your experience and selected by the committee, that is the MOU. And the MOU stated that also the National Assembly members should be independent by the coalition and selected by political parties but independent under the coalition. So if Fandintal, Honorable Fandintal wants the MOU to be signed now, why they refused to sign it before? Because that time these things were on not their favor. Now the signing of the MOU is in their favor. That's why I'm confused. I want him to clear that part for me, please. Maybe my English is not correct well, but I hope he understands what I mean.
Thank you very much. Mr. Almami?
Thank you.
I hope I can help dispel his confusion. I really don't understand the point he is making. Whether we want the MOU to be signed now and why we did not want it signed in the past. This is an issue that we should ask the conveners of the coalition. We have always been part of the coalition, and we have been part of the process of explaining. But I haven't seen anywhere in the MOU where mention was made about the National Assembly elections. At the National Assembly elections during that time, we made it clear that as a party, we are not going into coalition with anybody. We are proposing a tactical alliance where we chose not to fill in candidates for Serekunda and for Salum and the Woolies. These were places where we felt that our coalition partners were having strongholds, and there was no UDP candidate in those constituencies. But whether the MOU is signed or not signed, it is the MOU that was binding all of our legal relationships. If at any given time any member of the coalition wanted it signed, it should have been signed. Why we did not ask for it to be signed then,
Well, this is our prerogative. I mean, we are part and parcel of the process. But, elections in this country and everywhere in the world, they have consequences. And I just said earlier that in 2016, we had a coalition, and the coalition leader was actually the former flag bearer of the UDP. After 2016, we had 3 elections, and in each of these elections, the UDP mandate from the same Gambian electorate has been growing. So for us, this is the time to make it absolutely clear that in a democracy, the majority leads. Even with the coalition, we had issues that it should have been a party-led coalition. But the rest of the partners of the coalition prevailed that no, it should be an independent candidate. So some of the difficulties and challenges we are having these days has to do with the way the coalition was crafted. It's not a question of now blaming A or B for one thing or the other. The issue is really, now that we are talking again about coalition, we have every right, like any other political party, either want to participate or not.
Mr. Tal, people feel that the fact that UDP and some other political parties are pushing for the MOU to be signed and for the MOU to be acknowledged is a way of disregarding the Constitution, which is the supreme law of the nation, which says, which actually allows the president to sit for 5 years.
No, that is not the case. The Constitution does not oblige anybody to get into any agreement. If you get into an agreement, as long as you are committed to it on principle, because it doesn't mean that if you have been elected for 5 years, you cannot resign. Anybody can resign. I mean, the members of parliament can resign, the chairman of the area council can resign. But this is pursuant to an agreement. Agreements are a law unto themselves, as long as the parties who are relevant in the matter are willing or are ready to take the necessary steps that they have agreed to. So there is no conflict between the Constitution and agreement. A lot of people have been trying to explain that. Yes, the Constitution is very clear. The Constitution doesn't talk about parties. It doesn't talk about it. It says that a person elected to president will serve for 5 years. But it doesn't say that he must serve for 5 years. What if the person dies? So really, I mean, I think these issues they are not the same thing. If in a political arrangement you have agreed to do something.
Yes, Mr. Tal.
At the end of,
Mr. Tal, coming back to the meeting, the stakeholder meeting.
Yes.
We understand that your point is the UDP was saying the previous MOU should be signed before going to negotiate further.
There is no previous MOU, my friend. The MOU is the MOU. There is only one MOU. Now there are people who are wishing to revise the history of this country.
Yes, the point is you said the MOU should be signed before any further proceedings before any other engagement, which means
yes.
if the MOU is signed, that is going to commit the 3 years into signature. So
but the 3 years is committed already, whether the MOU is signed or not.
Then what is the point of the signature? What is the point of the signature? Because many understand that the UDP is insisting to sign that MOU because the 3 years agreement is already on that MOU, and then signing it means committing yourself in a signature, which will give the UDP and other parties credit over the recent development of Adama Barrow that he's going to work for.
The MOU already exists, my friend. The MOU has been agreed upon.
So what is the point of the signature then?
Because you would
what is the point of the signature if the 3 years is already agreed?
It's an act of good faith. You are negotiating between different interests. In the past we have agreed on something, but we have not signed it. Now everybody wants to move the goalposts. So you want to insist that, look, let us draw a clear line that this is what we have agreed on. Let us sign and say that we are recommitting ourselves to a process whereby what agreements we have entered into will be the agreements we will carry out.
But looking at the
That is
content,
all the
looking at the
debate
content of the
taking
discussion, it is an MOU, that is a memorandum of understanding, which entails negotiations, and I believe you know it means it's a give and take situation, where when you commit your principles at certain points, you have to at least elevate the strictness of your principles to be able to get to a point. So why is it that your representatives did not at least alleviate the strict point that they have to sign before they further negotiate whether Barrow should go for 5 or 3 years?
No. The question is this. You have an agreement, and people are now thinking of signing that agreement. But you have not even signed it because of exigencies of state. Now, the discussion whether to change from 3 years or to 5 years is a discussion that can be had after we have established trust again. Clearly, there is some mistrust in the coalition because almost everybody who was in the coalition discussion is no longer in the executive government.
Mr. Tal,
Mr. Fati, who is an advisor now in the executive.
Mr. Tal, signed or
yes.
not signed, what many people don't understand as at now is the fact that why is UDP pushing for the 3 years MOU to be signed at this point? Why were you not pushing? Why were you not regarding this point before? It's like before when things
Because
were very
it did not come up before.
according to
It did not come up. These
according
negotiations,
to
when did they reopen?
according to observations by people, it's like before when things were very smooth, the UDP was not willing to. It was giving deaf ears to President Barrow actually stepping down after 3 years. But now that it is clear to everybody that there are clashes going on between the UDP and the president, it's like now is the time that you people are becoming so dedicated for the president to step down after 3 years. Why wasn't all this? Why weren't you people considering all this before?
No, we were considering all these issues. But again, we are not the head or the chair of the coalition. We are parties to the coalition arrangement. And the chairperson or the co-chairperson, Mrs. Tambajang, is the one who is in the driver's seat as far as these processes are concerned. I mean, in any case, the issue was not brought by us. The issue of talking about the coalition was again brought in by the other partners of the coalition. And the people, again, whenever some people are saying this, some people are saying that. In a democracy, what is of moment is elections. When elections happen, we said very clearly that for the parliamentary election, for the local government election, we are not going with coalition. And there is no discourse or disagreement in that area. The only area where the coalition issues have arisen is the executive office. Now, the 3 years period is not up yet, so we could talk about it anytime at our convenience. We could choose not to talk about it. We could have differing opinions within the UDP itself. So for people to be saying that the UDP is talking about it now because there are some disagreements or differences, I mean, it is the Gambian people who determine who is elected to offices. And we have proven, like I was saying earlier, on 3 elections within these last 2.5 years, that clearly the Gambian people have made their choice to go with the UDP. There will be elections again, and we will all have the opportunity to present our case to the electorate. These are the people who can decide.
Mr. Tal, I am sure that point is understood. Now we move to another point of the coalition talks. It's the publication from Freedom newspaper citing a statement said by your party leader in an interview with Star FM saying that any UDP member of parliament that does not go in line with UDP policies or does not accept his leadership will be actually expelled from the party. Many people believe it's a dictatorial statement. What is your take on that?
But how is that a dictatorial statement? You are a member of a party and you are going against the policies of the party. You should not be in that party. The honorable thing for you is to resign from the party. I mean, how can you be part of a house and then you want to put the house on fire, or make sure that the children are not sleeping on the bed? I mean, sometimes I wonder how these questions even arise, because in a political setup we have to be governed by rules and clear regulations. And the UDP has been saying this from day one, that we are a party of rules and regulations. If you don't like the rules and regulations of the party, it's not the only party in town. You can leave.
Yes, Mr. Tal, we can just connect that to the borough administration when we had Ushenu Dabo and Amadou Sane and Diba and others in the borough administration. Borough said they were criticizing his government. I mean, when they should have resigned, if they really don't conform themselves with his political agenda. I mean, which many believe that Ushenu Dabo did not conform himself with Barrow's agenda, and again was not willing to resign.
What is Barrow's agenda? Can you tell me, please?
Yeah.
What is his agenda?
So what would you
well, part of his agendas might be the national development plan, his national development plan. So if he feels that
Mr. Amadou Sane was a part author of that national development plan. So when these kind of things are said by people, either Mr. Dabo or Mr. Sane or Mr. Barrow, that somebody is undermining, they should bring out the evidence. Exactly what do they mean by that?
So does the UDP have evidence of any member of parliament not conforming themselves in line with the UDP policies?
It's very clear. That evidence is going to be provided, because you are not going to be just removed from the party just like that. It would be based on things and activities that are documented, and they will be given to you in the proper channels that are established by the party. The party has structures and it has disciplinary procedures and processes. Because at the end of the day, it is not about the national government, it's about the way the party is organized. And if you are a member of a party, there are rules and regulations. Everyone knows this.
Well, we'll connect that to the challenges of the UDP during the Yahya Jammeh's, the President Jammeh's, former President Jammeh's regime, which is, Jammeh should not, shark National Assembly members. I mean, that was a constant statement of UDP, against Yahya Jammeh. And now many are saying UDP is now, in the same position of sacking a National Assembly member, which the UDP believe was not a normal thing to do. What will you said on that?
No, what I would say is that Jammeh, under the 1997 Constitution, used the position of National Assembly members once you are expelled from the party, you cannot become a National Assembly member. In our situation, we are saying that if you are a UDP member of parliament or UDP councillor, and you are doing things that are not in the best interest of the party, we will use our procedures and processes to take disciplinary action, and it can lead to your expulsion from the party. And once that is done, it does not affect your member of parliament position in any way or shape or form. However, if you resign from the party and you resign from the seat, there would be a by-election. These are all things that we are looking at very seriously, and they are within the purview of the constitutional arrangement of our own party.
Yes,
so really,
this
comparison with Jammeh it doesn't make any sense.
A previous speaker
forget that Lamin Wajuara was expelled from the UDP. So were other people who were even in parliament during Jammeh's time from the UDP. So really, the idea that we cannot manage the internal organization of our party based on our rules and regulations, I really think that idea is really far-fetched for anybody to try and compare, even in a breath, the treatment of Yahya Jammeh to Gambian political party.
A previous speaker said Barrow deceived the UDP party when he, I mean, that portion of the constitution that allows a National Assembly member to stay in his position even if the party expels him from that position, and then to connect that with the $10,000 scandal that saturated all over the country, that the Barrow administration was giving money to the the UDP parliamentarians, which was to buy their allegiance to him. I mean, wouldn't you consider that as a drastic loss of the UDP? Power in the parliament.
My friend, let me make one thing clear. Those of us who have become participants in the political system of the UDP now have been revealing ourselves. We have been showing who we really are and why is it that we have come to this political project. What is clear to UDP really is that the people who had been voting for UDP are still voting for UDP. Almamital may change, others may pursue other things because they have been elected through the brand of UDP. But like I said to the previous questions, elections are coming again. Those who think that they can play these kind of games and that old politics of splashing money around or trying to be abusive or to be opportunistic about the political process in the Gambia, those people will have their fate decided by the Gambian people again. As a party, we are in a process of strengthening and consolidating our institutions and our organs. Just last week or so, we had given West Coast region a vehicle to be able to take care of the business of the regional unit of the party. A week before that, we were in Basse doing that. So as a party, we are constantly getting renewal. We are constantly getting lessons to make our party strong, because we really want to make sure that the politics of this country moves to a different level.
Mr. Tal, before you leave, following the recent push and pull between for the coalition agreements, the clashes between UDP and the president, many people have been trying to affiliate this proverb or term with UDP, saying that if you make your son the king, you will be the first to pay tax to him. Many people feel that if Barrow is behaving the way he is behaving today, it is because the UDP empowered him to. How would you respond to that?
Well, like I said, my dear, the Gambian people are the ones who empower any politician, and it is to their judgment that every politician must subject himself to. As a party, the UDP has been used to hearing all kinds of comments about its politics, but now we are in a new era. People are not going to accept to be played with or to be toyed by politicians. The UDP has kept its faith with the Gambian people over the last 25 years or so. And unfailingly, we have demonstrated that this is about the Gambia and it's about the future of the Gambia. We cannot be engaged in the old politics of, every now and then trying to accuse people or trying to, buy people with all kinds of financial encouragement or incentives. What we are saying now and going forward is that Gambians need to be developing a historical consciousness about all the things that are going on. We are listening to the TRRC every day. Now that the Ramadan has come, it has stopped. About a month ago or thereabout, the Jane Commission also submitted its report. Of course, you journalists are not asking about when that report is coming out and what are the consequences. I understand yesterday the Attorney General was giving a press conference trying to explain
we're waiting for the right time, actually.
But I'm just trying to explain that we have so much work to do as a nation that anybody who is serious about working would have a lot to do without having to be throwing stones at others or casting aspersions on the character or integrity or the sacrifice of others. And really, for us, this is an opportunity to engage with the Gambian people and to engage with the media and try to explain that, look, what is happening, everybody is aware of it. Everybody can see for themselves, and they would be the best judge of it. What we are doing on a constant basis is to engage and bring out the information as much as possible.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tal. We really appreciate having you here on Good Morning Africa show.
Thank you very much, my brother.
Thank you. Alhassan, wow. Wax na fi lu am solo torop waaye ba tey dafa mel ni following comments yi ma nekk di gis dafa mel ni ba tey Gambian si daal am nañ seen noppa taxawoon na when it comes to UDP because gis nañ kii di Kekstane mu ne UDP never expelled the corrupt brown envelope National Assembly members, so that says a lot about the party and shouldn't be trusted to lead a country that has so much hope for change. mu mel ni ba léegi nit ñi daal dañ am na ñu bari ñoo xam ne dos nañoo trust UDPs with all their claims of wanting to expel National Assembly members that are not going in line with their party policies.
Wow, I'm not sure daal wax bi daal is just interesting. Comme ni nga ko waxee rek comme ideas yi dañ am pour ñëw viewers yi déglu ñoom itam ku nekk jël comme part boo xam ne moo la ñor jël boobu boole ko ak yow ak part boo xam ne agree ak loolu noonu tam maybe nga send in sa comment wala nga dundal ak loolu noonu ndax aduna bi kay loolu du ñàkk.
waaye pour ñëwaat si jamono buñ nekk nii this current era Gambians are becoming so aware and it's like the UDP has a lot of work to do with regards to convincing the whole population because we have part of the population that actually believe that UDP always puts its party interest before its national interest. So I believe they have a lot of work to prove to Gambians that that is not the actual case.
Wow, why ñëwaat rek si the empirical situation li xew mooy comme almaami wax na ne previously gis nañ fi ñaari élection yoo xam ne ñoom UDP jot nañoo prove ne ñoom they are the majority which many will not disagree waaye ne the fact ne ñu ngi lose popularity tam is another thing comme loolu tam is something loo xam ne mu ngi surface because gis nañ ne the parliamentary election moom they dominated in a very very wide gap gis nañ ne council election bi tam mooy local government election bi def nañ loo xam ne tam gap bu bëri lañ bàyyi yeneen political parties yi waaye tam suñu gisee di recent unfolding si nii comme fi ñu daan waxee ne Ousseynou Daba fu mu dem ba toog di wax ne képp koo xam ne yow nanguloo suma leadership bi te yaa ngi nekk si lii di UDP parliamentarian dañ laa expel si parti bii nii loolu nag nekk na loo xam ne moom ñor na ku nekk ne lii soo gisee Ousseynou Daba wax ko dafa am loo xam ne mu ngi xew ndax balaa lii gisoon nañ information yoo xam ne amoon nañ lu mel ni 10,000 bu ñu daan wax noonu ba pare ak leneen loo xam ne am na mooy di moto yu ñu jox National Assembly member yi ba tax na benn parti rek moo bañoon a jël yooyu moto ba wax na ne loolu noonu is to influence them ba pare nguur gi su mu leen a jox moto dafa war a wax fan la jëlee moto yi for transparency purpose waaye mu nekk loo xam ne daal comme dafa mel ni it is working bu dee Barrow loolu agenda la woon then it is really manifesting ndax UDP parliamentarian yi sax ñoom si seen bopp sax nangu nañ ne there is a good number of them ñoo xam ne they are no more loyal to the UDP I mean party itself they are more loyal to Barrow than the UDP mu nekk loo xam ne daal is an issue.
Yeah, if that is the case then they should also consider resigning from the UDP and being independent because it's either you are there or you are independent. Okay, but we will take a short break and come back. Please stay tuned, don't go away.
Gifted and Safi, Ramadan Mubarak, Holy Records. Ramadan Mubarak, لكل مسلم شعر الذي فيها ينازل القرآن. Happy Ramadan to all Muslims. For the Quran descends in this holy month. أرحب بك يا شهر رحمة، أرحب بك يا يا شهر رمضان بك أرجي لقاء قرب ربي بك روحي وقلبي قد صار رمضان مبارك لكل مسلم شهر الذي فيها ينزل القرآن Happy Ramadan to all Muslims. Oh, the Quran descends in this holy man. Welcome you, oh holy man of Ramadan. I welcome you, oh holy man of blessings. And you are seek nearness to my Creator. For you, my soul and heart has been purified. Ramadan Mubarak لكل مسلم شهر الذي فيها ينزل القرآن Happy Ramadan to all Muslims. Oh, the Quran descends in this holy month. Ramadan, Ramadan, the month of forgiveness. Ramadan, Ramadan, the month of blessing. Ramadan, Ramadan, oh, the month of peace. Ramadan, Ramadan, the month of love. Ramadan Mubarak لكل مسلم شهر الذي فيها ينزل القرآن Happy Ramadan to all Muslims. Oh, the Quran descends in this holy month. أريد بك يا شهر الرحمة رمضان رمضان مبارك لكل مسلم.
Welcome back, Dylan Fatali Rexon, favorite Good Morning Africa show la Monday to Friday 9 to 10. Al Hassan Dembala won 8 May nak mu nekk day boo xam ne si lañ dee faral di celebrate World Red Cross Day each year. Ñu ngi fi am nag in light with that ñu ngi fi am kii di Modou Touré muy communication officer ak kii di Modou Nyang moom mooy health officer bi foofu ci Red Cross. Ñoom nag tey dinañ ñu jox an overview of the Red Cross set up celebration bi num fa demee team bi ak yooyu noonu. Welcome. Man dama kontaan ñoom man dama bokk si ñoom Red Cross. It's part of me. It's part of it is the reason I am what I am today. So suma demee tey ba war a toog ak ñoom tey si benn platform, it's really an honor and I am really happy to have you guys here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, yesterday was the World Red Cross Day, as we all know. But before going further to the celebration itself, we would want to you people to give us an overview of the Red Cross setup, how the Red Cross came about, who found it, and the main reason for it coming up.
Okay, thank you very much, Fatumata Jaju. As you said, you are still one of us. And we are happy also to be in the same platform with you after going through all the years together, struggle in Red Cross. And also the gentleman sitting next to me, I'm saying a very big, a warm welcome to all of you. Actually, I'll be very happy to dilate on the question that you have asked me. That is what is Red Cross and how Red Cross came into being. Actually, the Red Cross is an international humanitarian organization found in almost 191 countries. It is an idea. It is an association that started with an idea, and the idea came from a man who we are celebrating. That's why we are here. Rather, the man is Sergeant Henry Donan. Sergeant Henry Donan is the founder of Red Cross, and he came with the idea. And this man happens to be a Swiss nationalist. He's from Switzerland, and then this man was a businessman who was on his business trip trying to maximize profit to see where he can go and spend. He think of Africa, and that was in around 1859. And then when he came to Africa, but we all know during that period, Africa was colonized by the European powers. For that being the case, we don't have authority to sign or authorize people to establish businesses or anything within our territory. The European powers has the right to authorize people to come and establish business in our countries. So this man fall in that trap and then went to Algeria, because that was the place where he wanted to establish this. And Algeria was under the colonial powers. Just to cut it short, the man, the head of, the Algerian president or the king was King Napoleon, who was also in a battlefield. So the man tries to follow King Napoleon to that battlefield to be able to get this signature. So when he arrived at the battlefield, that's where things change. What he found in the battlefield and how he saw people treating each other was really touching. You're talking about a battlefield of according to history, a battlefield of 400,000 soldiers, and then 40,000 people are dying, lying down without no help. So this man decided to help. That's where the idea comes from. So he spent some time there helping these people until 1862, and he wrote a book. And then at the end of the book, he made recommendations. And then the recommendations were establishing relief societies in every country, and then whose members will be trained during peacetime, so that if there are situations like that, they will be able to help. The recommendation too was to put up principles that these people will be protected, and also the warring parties will also be protected. And that emanated from the Geneva, that's the backbone of the Geneva Convention and the 7 fundamental principles of the Red Cross. So that's how the idea came about, and then people adhered to the idea and started establishing national society, accepting the Geneva Convention, accepting the treaties, and then have the national society. But then coming down to the Gambia, before you become a national society, there are rules, there are criteria that you have to meet. One of the criteria is you have to be independent. 1, 2, you have to have territory, meaning there should be a geographical area that belongs to you. So, knowing fully well that Gambia by then did not meet those criteria, we were called the branch of the British Red Cross. And Red Cross work started in the Gambia in 1948, when we were called the branch of the British Red Cross. So since 1948 up to our independence, 1965, we were called the branch. So of 65 rather, when we have our independent one, when we have our territory and name it Gambia too, then we were in the position now to apply for a Red Cross, to have a Gambia Red Cross Society. Then the government, because the Red Cross did not belong to the people that are working or the volunteers of the Red Cross, but the Red Cross belongs to the government of the Gambia. It's the government of the Gambia who accept treaties, who sign and ratify treaties. So they went back and signed and ratified treaties, the Geneva Convention, they accepted and ratified it, and then they were then given and accepted as a Red Cross National Society. That's where the name came from, a branch of British Red Cross to now called the Gambia Red Cross Society. So since 66 to date, we are called the Gambia Red Cross Society.
Well, thank you very much for that brief explanation of the genesis of the Red Cross in the Gambia and insight of how the Red Cross came about from the inception. Well, I will just want to engage Mr. Mudu Ngom, Mr. Mudu Nyangrada, the health officer.
Yeah.
Yes, when we say health, I mean, on the Red Cross, I mean, perhaps many will not understand, I mean, health on the Red Cross, I mean, what it entails, because health is very, very wide as far as health is concerned. So what can you tell us about, the health aspect within the jurisdiction of Red Cross?
Thank you. Okay, basically, when you look at health, health is the humanitarian work. And then Red Cross itself is also a humanitarian service. So linking these two is not by chance. Linking these two is really, it worth it. So looking at the Red Cross, looking at the health under the Red Cross Society, you will realize that health is befitting to be under the Red Cross, looking at it from the beginning. That is where the Red Cross started from. Henry Donan, he has this humanity in mind, he has this humanitarian thought in his mind, and this is the same humanitarian thought in the minds of the health workers, because the service of the health workers can never be paid. Understand? Likewise, the service of the humanitarian service providers. So what I can tell you is the health under the Red Cross is doing a lot of works. We are here to complement government effort, as the Red Cross is an auxiliary to the public authority and directly under the Ministry of Health. We have so many works that we can do together. Understand? So the Red Cross Health Department is there to support the ministry to reach its objectives. They put up their target, we work together in putting up those targets, and as well, work together in the community to make sure that those targets are fully implemented. Looking at the health department, the first work that we are doing is first aid services. So first aid services is a service that the Red Cross is known of, and we don't have anybody that is competing us in terms of first aid service delivery in the world, I mean. Coming down to the Gambia, we did not have anybody competing us in terms of first aid services, because the first aid services is known with us, and we are protecting it, and we are making sure that we deliver services.
On the first aid, can you just enlighten us on the significance of the first aid?
Okay, the first important of the first aid is, first aid assists you to be able to know how to help yourself at the initial stage. Understand? It's the first service that is given to someone who is suddenly found ill or wounded and stressful. So first aid is not only wound protection, it's not only the illness protection, but also we deal with psychological first aid, where we talk about where we help the stressful people who are traumatized. We talk to them, we make sure that they come back to the normal sense. This how we do it, we talk to them, we make sure that they are well, informed about what has happened, and then we bring them back to their normal senses. Yes, and then again, we have different components under the first aid. The first aid, we have the commercial first aid, we have our own volunteer training at the National Society, where we capacitize people for emergency response. If there is an emergency, you normally see us on the way, trying to help people to get back to their normal senses, as I told you, to help the wounded. And then if we realize that this is out of our mandate to give medicine, you know very well, so that what we do is to help them to get to the nearest health facility, and then so that the nurses can pick from there, or the doctors.
Mr. Ture, yes. We have a lot of people, who believe that the Red Cross is all about dancing and clapping. People hardly take the Red Cross seriously. Can you give us examples of standard projects that the Red Cross is actually involved in?
Thank you very much, Fatis. We were established in 1966 to date. If it is only touch or feature, as you call it, I think by now we should have been having the best band in the world. And we have been touring the entire world. Actually, it's part of it, because all works, no play makes Jack a dull boy. That's the belief that Red Cross we have. And if you are dealing with stress, if you are dealing with traumatized people, you yourself need some psychological backups to at least help yourself. Red Cross is more than what we perceive it. Just giving you an example, there's no disaster in this world. There's no problem in this world where you don't see Red Cross, because we are always the first responders. Even locally, whatever happened locally, if you have fire disaster, your first point of call is Red Cross, where you come and request for funds. If there is flooding, it's Red Cross. If there is accident, they will go to Red Cross and get their ambulances. If you have a patient that you want to transport outside, you come to Red Cross. We are into a lot of projects. We are, as I am speaking to you, we have built more than 25 gardens countrywide for women gardening. We have rehabilitated and built hospitals, more than 20 hospitals countrywide. So you see to it that this is far more than touch of age. And as I am talking to you,
why gardening, considering the nature
livelihood,
of the Red Cross?
because Red Cross is dealing with disaster. Under disaster, we have what we call livelihoods,
Okay.
what we have food security, and what we have preparedness and response.
Okay.
Livelihood and is about enhancing people's earning economic powers, because if you depend on yourself, it's better than you depend on others. And if you looked at the Gambian women and Gambian rural areas, they have the lands, they have the power. If you go there the way they do agriculture, you know that they have the feeling to do so. So under our livelihood component or unit, we request resources for them and then build their gardens, build gardens for them. And then under the health unit, as he's saying, we just launched a project of almost $7 million.
$7.4 million.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another
On HSS
concern
yes.
is the fact that people also believe that the Red Cross before and now it's completely different when it comes to responding to emergencies, especially before you noticed that we had many ambulances. You had many ambulances in place, but it's like the things have totally changed as of now. We could also link this to the Faraba incident where people lost lives. People were like, what is the responsibility of the Red Cross in that particular area, if actually there is one there?
Okay, thank you, sister. To be candid with you, the Red Cross response system is very strong right now, and we are also planning to do to roll out to a full-fledged EMS service in the country. Though we are cooking it's yet to come out. But looking at our response capacity right now, we are doing a lot. The Farba incident that you cited, I was there. I was available at the time. You know, I was around before some of the things would happen, because during the hot moment when they were trying to chase people out, the Red Cross arrived and we were able to rescue so many people. Where we started was at Brikama Health Facility first. We went there, we were able to support the nurses because they were overwhelmed. We supported them to be able to evacuate most of the casualties who were found at the Brikama Health Facility. When we realized that the caseload is down, then we get our ways to Faraba. We went there, we were able to support a lot of victims, and then we were able to refer more than 7 victims from Faraba to the health facility in Brikama. So again, in Gunjur also, I think you may be informed that there was a land issue in Gunjur. We were able to reach there on time, and then we were able to support the victims on time. So our response capacity right now, I can say we are doing a lot in terms of attending to the needs of the people in terms of disasters.
I just want to add one more point on that. With regards to response at Red Cross before, I just want to make this clear. Red Cross is a self-sponsored organization. Yeah. Although we are owned by the government, we are established by the government, we should be receiving subventions from the government, but we are not. All what we have is because of the projects that we are putting together at our own level. And we only have, as I'm speaking to you, 2 ambulances that are running. And those ambulances...
All over the country?
No, yeah. I mean only at head also, in general, in total.
Okay.
We have only 2 ambulances, and those ambulances are the ambulances that we are even using to transport patients, because the Gambia don't have any ambulance system. And people will approach you that they have a loved one that needs to go for treatment. They cannot offer air ticket to go to even as close as Dakar. Okay. So they come to Red Cross, they plead. We don't have any other system, any other means, but then to take our ambulance and then give it to you. The only thing you do is fueling. You fuel and then meaning the capacity, the financial capacity is less. The demand is more than the supply. As the population is in need, and we don't have enough resources, and we don't have that help, not from individuals, not from government, not from any other person.
So on that, is the government really, I mean, enlightened or aware that they are, they are responsible, or they have a great, part to play as far as the subvention you mentioned is concerned?
Of course they know, because it's an act. It's in the laws of the Gambia. If you go there, you find it. It's in the laws of the Gambia that we are established, and we are under the Ministry of Health. So annual subventions, that there are institutions that are listed that are to be subvented every year, and we are part of that.
The basis of that question is we've never seen in any portion where in the budget it is mentioned or it is stated that such amount is allocated for Red Cross, considering the impact that you were So what have you done to engage the government?
Well, we are engaging the government. Even about last month, I was with the National Assembly Select Committee on Health and Disaster, because we are under that select committee. We were invited to go and render accounts. I mean, do sort of a report of all the activities that we have been doing. So I did that, and we presented that together with my boss, and then we were asked this question, and we told them, and then they confirmed that we should have been receiving, and why not? But then because of our position, the previous governments, and then so, because we used to receive it, until I think 1996 was the last time we received it. But because of our position, we are non-political, and knowing the power that we have in driving people, and then the number of volunteers we have, we're talking about 25,000 people, and knowing the trust, the respect that we have in the community, and how close we are with the community, and how confidential we are with the community, people want to use our position for a political gain, which is a no-go area. We are total independent, total neutrality, and total impartiality. We don't joke with that. It's rather we die with our poverty and dignity, that we succumb to something that will not only affect the Gambia, but affect Red Cross in general. Because one mistake that Red Cross does here, Gambia Red Cross does, it affects
the whole image,
the entire image of Red Cross.
You said the subvention rather stopped, being effected in 1996, which tells clearly that occurred in the previous government's Yahya Jammeh's regime, which is the APRC regime. So, is there any action, I mean, from that government, as you just said here, that I mean they wanted to use you for their political agenda? Is there in any form or any engagement where it clearly depicts that the previous regime was trying to use the Red Cross?
It was very clear, but I just want to be very much neutral and then very much mute with regards to politics, with regards to talking about politics in terms of, but even by listening to even the happenings of the TRRC, we are always almost every day mentioned because of the stance we have. We have been approached not because we have been invited on political platforms to go and support, but then we cannot feature in those kind of platforms, knowing that we are not there for any party, we are not there for any interest, but we are there for the interest of the people. Today, if you see me in a platform of a particular political party, and tomorrow I am to go and support someone who is not loyal to that political party, will I be accepted? Will I be trusted to give or for the people to confide in me? The answer is no. So we have been receiving those kind. But then, as far as we are here to talk about the World Red Cross Day, I want to be mute there. But then, still, we have the opportunity, and we are engaging the National Assembly and the Ministry of Health to make sure that at least they come back. And then, meeting has been held up to the highest level. I think the only person we did not see now is only the Vice President and the President with regards to this subvention. I even know the President has received our letters, and the National Assembly, because we don't want to even the commitment to come from the President, but we want the commitment to come from the National Assembly, because it's a legal or law related things, so that presidents can change, but then our subvention can be there. Because if we don't receive the subvention, it affects our operation, it affects the way we help people, and already Gambians are feeling it, because there are a lot of things that we can do. We have the human resources, we have the people, we have the technical know-how, but the resources are not there to help such kind of situations.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Bueno, la llegó más o menos topic.
Before coming to the main theme of this discussion, we've seen that, or you've said you've embarked on so many projects. I mean, and then you've lamented that you have limited resources. Where do you normally get your resources from?
Thank you once again. Because we belong to a movement, like we call ourselves the Red Cross and Red Crescent movement, with 191 members. And you have the federation, you have the ICRC. These are international coordinating bodies of the Red Cross. If you talk about the ICRC, they looked into the policies and internal violence and make sure that the international humanitarian laws, the Geneva Conventions are protected and adhered to. The IFRC make sure that whenever disaster happens, you support people. So we have partner national societies like the Spanish Red Cross, the Italian Red Cross, and those people also, whenever opportunity comes, they inform us. Whenever we show needs of a particular thing, like the present project that we have approved, we have got, and then the one that we are implementing in Kiang West, where we are building about 5 gardens for 5 communities, and then we supporting them with livelihood projects that's giving them sheep, rams, goats to at least help themselves rear those things, sell, resell, and have money. Those projects were from the Spanish Red Cross. Through the Spanish Red Cross, we get those projects because it's the European Union who funded. So we also have what we call draft. Like if an emergency happens right now, within 72 hours, we can prepare a budget knowing exactly the situation of the disaster, and we send that budget within 72 hours. We will get fundings to support the needed victims on basic needs. We will be able to support them. So we use our movement to get resources to support or to implement our projects.
Coming back to the main, to the center of our discussion today, which is your team for this year, Love. Would you explain to us why Love for this year? Because I'm sure many people are trying to figure out, why why Love out of all teams.
Yeah, I will just briefly give you an overview, and he will try to relate the team Love and what we are doing in terms of health, in terms of the projects that, for example, they've already approved, and he's one of the project staff. So he will try to use Love to see why we choose Love. We choose Love for the fact that we are dealing with people. People, I mean, we have staffs. People, I mean, we have volunteers. People, I mean, we have beneficiaries. All these three, yes, okay, all these three, there should be connection. And that connection should go way more than doing the work and go. There should be that emotional touch so that we will have confidence. We will build confidence in them, in each of us. We will build respect, and we will build acceptance. And we will be accountable too. So we use Love to love what we are doing. To the volunteers to love what they are doing, to people to love what Red Cross is doing, and then for us to be able to be more closer to the people that we are serving. Okay. To use Love to link it with, for example, if an accident happens, you have to go and respond. So you need to care. So we use Love to make sure that we position ourselves to all these things.
Mr. Nyan, I'm sorry you'd want to add something with regards to the team.
Yeah, very well. What he said is like my area here. I would want to talk to you with regards to what we do in terms of services with Love. So looking at the health, whatever you do, it has to be driven by your zeal to do it appropriately and correctly. So if you love something, you do it properly. If you love something, you always want people to see you into it. So this is what what drives much of the volunteers, what drives much of the staffs of the Red Cross to do the work. Because he told you, we are not subvented. We are not having money from the individuals in the Gambia. So we are drive with the love and the affinity we have for our services, with the love and the affinity we have for the Red Cross, with the love and the affinity we have for the people of the Gambia, this is driving our force to do the service that is required of us. Looking at health, we are doing WAS services. We are doing, when I mean WAS, water sanitation and hygiene, we are doing that. We are going to the community, giving them water, giving them latrines, as well sensitizing them on how best they will take care of their waters at their household level. Again, also, we use our volunteers to stop people from going bagaya, like what we call OD in health. We call it OD, that is open defecation. So we talk to people so that they can stop that, because when they do OD, it comes back to them. So looking at that is the love for people. We want to translate love for the people through health. We talk to them to understand that whatever action they are doing that is detrimental to their health would be addressed with them, not with us. We cannot go and tell them that this is the best idea, but we sit with them, dialogue with them. When you look at the approach that we use, is the community-led total sanitation approach, where the community will take the lead and the volunteers will be there to guide them so that we can achieve what we want. So here when you talk about humanity in the Red Cross, it's all about the love for humanity. So the love for humanity is derived by the male team here, that is love. So therefore, the love we have for the people is what is driving us to render the services that is required of us.
Thank you. I'm sure it is well understood, but it's like we're running out of time. If possibly you can give your last words to the public, if it's possible, give people an in-depth information as to how to join the Red Cross, and also encourage parents to bring their children forward to join the Red Cross, as it has a positive impact.
Okay, thank you very much once again, Fatoumata. We are very happy, and then first of all, I must thank iAfrica TV for granting us this interview. I think we cannot pay you. We are saying thank you. So we are just concluding by telling everybody that we increased love. It's only love that can save us. We increased respect with each other. We nurture love, nurture respect, and nurture acceptance. If we don't accept each other, we will never develop. We will never reach our target. Let's forget about everything. Let's nurture love. Red Cross is open, and we lead the crusade. And then after the Ramadan, we're gonna have big celebrations where you will be invited, and possibly we will go countrywide to make sure at least we encourage people to love more. So the Red Cross is open. You can join us from our branches, from our links. In almost every community in this area and in the Gambia, we have a link. Just ask for the Red Cross link. You go there, pick a form, and then you are part of us, and you have the opportunity to be trained on first aid, trained on dissemination, leadership, disaster management, prevention, response, first aid, everything. You will have the opportunity to be built. So we're saying Happy World Red Cross Day to all of you and to all our volunteers, with love from the Gambia Red Cross Society.
Thank you. That is interesting. Alhasan, waxtu bi jaamu na ñu mu mel ni léegi moom foog ñu tàggatoo lu neex moom du doy.
Du doy mukk du mukk. Well, viewers, this is all we have for you on today's edition of Good Morning Africa show. You can log on tomorrow same time to have something like this. But before I leave you, I will just thank these two brothers who took their time to come and talk to us, and also the previous speakers, one like MC Cham, Almami Tal. We thank them, and then we really appreciate having them on this program. Bye for now.
Waaw, comme ni ko Alhasan waxee rek ñu ngi jaajëfal ñii di Ngozi Modou Touré ak Modou Niang jógee fële sa Red Cross, di jaajëfal tamit kii di Mr Alma Metal ak MC Cham, ñoom ñi nga xam ne ñooy suñ contributors yi for today's show. Di leen jaajëfal yéen mi toog tamit take seen time di ñu follow, yéen mi ñuy doy follow every Monday to Friday 9 to 10. Di leen ne rek ñun lu leen neex rek la ñoo def, loo leen bëggul rek duñ ko def. Di leen dig daje ba suba from 9 to 10 as usual. Man la Fatmata Jajo ak sama càmmiñ bi di Alhasan. Bye for now. Fear over electoral rigging rocks Zimbabwe as the country.
Yesterday, after listening to Prime Minister May's